How is everyone today? I promised you more videos. So today I'm going to be breaking down the Gala Games chart. And more importantly, it's going to be more of a training session. I'm going to show you how to take advantage of a cryptocurrency in an accumulative phase by understanding at any given time what's fair value. So we can look at this Gala Games chart and you can see from the bottom of the range to the top of the range, it's a whopping 528%, guys. And when you zoom out to look where Gala Games has been before, that 500% looks insignificant. So what's fair value in a Gala Games range? Okay, guys, understanding what's fair value within an accumulative phase. So you've got to switch your mindset. Are you in a higher time frame? Are you in a shorter time frame? What is it you're doing? Are you investing? Are you trading? So I'm looking at this from an investment perspective. And first thing that we can do is zoom out. We know we've got a 500% range from the bottom of the range to the top of the range. But are we at the bottom of the range or are we at the top of the range? What is fair value at any given time? So that's 500%. The first thing that we're going to do is measure the length of the range. Because it's a higher time frame, we need to know how long it's been. And then that's going to give us an indication of if it's going to be respected going forward. So we're going to measure it. You can see from the start here to where price action currently sits. It's a whopping 904 days. We've been in this range for 904 days. That we understand that this is going to be a strong range that's going to be respected. So what's fair value? We look at the bottom. We look at the downside to the upside. So first we'll measure the downside from where price action is now to the bottom of the range. Remember, 902 days it hasn't been breached, so we've got to expect it to hold. So that's a 35% move to the downside. What about the top of the range? Then we're going to measure how many times it's hit the bottom and how many times it's hit the top. To the top of the range from where price action is now is 290%. So when you're measuring that from a risk to reward perspective, you can measure that from a risk to reward perspective, and you'll see one thing. Is it a good risk to reward? That's what it's all about. Is it a good risk to reward? There's the top of the range. Pull this down. There's the bottom of the range. So at the moment, you've got a 7.92 risk to reward. What does that mean? You can take this trade 7.92 times and you can win once. You can be right once, then you're at break even. If you're right twice, then you're in profit. So always look at your risk to reward. Always look at your risk to reward. So we've got a good risk to reward there from the upside to the downside. Now, how many times has it hit the upside? You've got once, twice, 3 times. How many times has it hit the downside? Right at the bottom. Need to actually pull this up a little bit. Right to the bottom, once. So out of 902 days, it's hit once. Is it likely to come back and hit again? There's a chance it can, but the probabilities say that it's not. We've got a strong support base sitting here. This is our shelf. Price is reacting at our shelf. And what do we need to do in the short term? Remember the golden cross, guys. We need the golden cross. So what we'll do is we'll pull up 200 daily moving average. And we need that to start reversing and move into the upside. What else do we need to happen? We need the faster paced 50 period moving average to move above it. That's going to create the cross. What does price action need to do before that happens? Price action can't stay down here, unfortunately. Price action can't stay down here during that period. Price needs to push above the 50, hold the 50 as support, bounce off the 50, and regain the 200. If that doesn't happen with price, this golden cross can't happen. So that's the short-term scenario. That's the short-term scenario. The longer-term scenario, this is why we need to monitor these things. Longer term scenarios, we just do this. We just do this. And that's going to take a longer time frame. Remember, each one of these candles is 1 day of price action. Each one is 1 day of price action. So it takes a long time for that to happen. So we're going to look and we're going to monitor. How long is it going to take for it to regain the 50 period moving average? Will it act as support once we regain that? And can we get a bounce above the 200? That's going to create the cross in the shorter term. But what we're looking at is how you can take advantage of a range within a range. That's what this video is about. So we're going to look at this recent swing here. This is the recent swing. And what we're going to do is we're going to put some Fibonacci retracement tools on there. From its high to where price is now. These are going to be our key sticking point levels. You've got your 38.2, you've got your 0.5, you've got your big 618. You can see the 382 here. That coincides with this previous shelf. That's going to be a strong resistance level. We're going to have to bounce off this 200 period moving average, test that as support, before we can try and regain this resistance level. That's going to be a strong resistance level. That's at 0.04167. 0.01467. Right, okay. From where price action is now, are we at fair value? What I want you to do is pull up on your indicators, if you've got trade and view, fixed range volume profile. Now you can see we've got a range within a range here. You can see there's the high, there's the low. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure this range within the range, exactly what we did before, but understand that we're on a shorter time frame. Measure this. How long have we been in this range for? A lot shorter, 136 days. What is fair value within this range? This is where you get the fixed range volume profile. Pull it down, then that's going to give you your indication of fair value. You can see we're underneath the fair value, but that's also going to be a short-term resistance. And you can see how price has reacted at this level previously in the past. So what this is doing is it's measuring the biggest area of trade and volume within this range. And you can see that's the mean. This is the area, if you're underneath, it's fair value within this range. If you're above, it's overpriced in this range. So you can see that it is fair value at the moment. It is under there. It is holding a strong support. And we've got this last level of support here sitting at 0.01544. So if we do get a break and a close, let me pull this up a bit. If we do get a break and a close below the 0.01751 level, expect it to come back down to test 0.01565. Right, okay, so that's what I'm looking for in the short term, guys. I'm going to be adding Gala to the Bullseye portfolio. I can bring my average down on Gala. That's the one of the ones that's in a loss. So I'm going to be doing that. $50 of Gala going into the Bullseye portfolio today. Right, okay, that is it for today, but I'm going to have a jam-packed session for you tomorrow, guys. So get on the Discord group. Let me know what videos you want me to cover. Link in the description below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.